So in this experience that we all are partaking in every day when we're waking up is contained with one of the foundational laws, and that is will, or authenticity, we can say. What I mean by that is, by being authentic means that you are doing what your inner will wants to do, what your inner awareness wants to experience. And to be able to do that, we need to connect to the real self, that we really are behind all the layers of personality traits and all this stuff that we have been accumulating. And when we realize that we have this will and we have this desire to experience things in life, because the main thing that awareness wants to do is to feel happiness and to experience life. That's why it has created this body inside itself. And I wanted to make this video because I wanted to connect it to our own evolution. Because there's a lot of things that we do in our lives that we are forcing. We're trying to make it happen right away, and we're trying to make it happen right now. I've been doing this many times, and many times I've failed because I have not been ready to do that certain thing. So now I've been away traveling for little over 2 weeks, and to be honest, this is the first time in my adult life that I haven't partied. Actually, I haven't been out clubbing or even barely drinking that much. The only thing I've been drinking is a few glasses of wine and a beer on some occasions with a meal. But this is something that has happened very naturally for me. It has happened kind of like by itself. I have not forced this thing. I have not put up any goal that I shouldn't drink anything, I will party, you know. And that's why I think it's so important, and that's why I make this video, because I want you to understand it in your own life, in your own experience, that it's not maybe the right time now for you to do that certain thing that you want. So let's say I can give an example in my own life. Last year I tried to quit coffee. I had this plan that I was gonna have 1 day without coffee, then 2, and then 3, and after that, yeah, you can see what I mean. I failed because I got to 3 days. I had maybe 4 days sometimes. But then I had this kind of like a weird feeling, like, why am I even trying to quit? What is the purpose? What is the reason behind this? Is this really me that wants to quit? Or is it an idea that I'm identifying myself with because I'm eating a specific diet that is kind of, and coffee is not part of that diet, let's say. And I realized later on that was the case. I was identified with something that I'm not. And with my channel, with my videos, my main thing that I want for you to be is completely free, without conceptual ideas, without ideas that you created because you are now identified with them. And they say that you shouldn't be able to do these things. The same is with partying. In my previous years, I never had the desire to quit because I wanted to do it. I wanted to experience it. But now I feel like I can do it. It's not wrong with it. It's not like I have a problem with it. It can be fun, of course, but it's not like something that I am very fond of anymore. And this has come very naturally for me. But with the coffee thing, for example, is that's something I enjoy. I enjoy a coffee in the morning. Then I have to do it every day? No, of course not. But it's something I enjoy. So we always have to get to this understanding that nothing of the things that we are doing is wrong in itself, because they just are. That's the ultimate truth. When you can get to that understanding that things just are, it's just how you perceive it to be. You can perceive it to be bad because someone had told you that, or you can just perceive it to be something that you enjoy doing. Because most of the times when we're trying to quit things, we are just making this thing up in our own mind that it's wrong with them. But no one can tell you what's wrong or not. It's the same way when we're preaching to people that they should change. Oh, you should change your diet because that's going to make you sick. You should stop drinking alcohol. You should stop watching porn, for that matter as well. Like, if the person is not ready, don't have their will to do it, they are living their life that they shouldn't be living. Of course, maybe that's not always the case because the person might not be in connection with themselves. Of course, I get it. But the thing is that their will needs to be there in order for them to change, you know? And this goes like, I have people in my circle, you know, like one of the reasons why we so preach to people is because of course we care about them. We want the best out of them. Maybe you have experienced something with eating a certain thing, and now we want people to do it as well. But we have to understand that just because our ego believes it's to be the truth and it's the right thing, doesn't mean that it's right for them. So we need to stop doing these, having this behavior of preaching and trying to change people. Because they can only change themselves. What we can do is we can guide them, we can provide with information. But most of the times what I learned is that when we are doing that, we're just almost putting up a shield in front of us and them. Because we are blocking the energy, the flow of energy between us. And it's not gonna do any good whatsoever. Instead, what we can do is we change, and the people around us can see the light we're providing. I've been done that around my family, let's say. They've been changing a lot since I've changed because they see how I feel, they see how I am acting, and they see how I'm behaving. And the people around us. One of the things that we'll notice when we're raising the consciousness, when we are actually climbing the ladder, when we are vibrating higher as a human, is that we notice that people are attracted to that. And I think the main reason is the authenticity, because we are living the life that we really want to live. We're living the life that our awareness wants to experience. And when we're aligned with that, when we're connected to that source, people get attracted to it. Because in the end of the day, like attracts like. So if you're acting in a way that people are really appreciating, they're going to be drawn to you. And for us to make things happen, we also need to come to a place that we are okay with not having it. That's where manifestation comes into the picture. Like if we want to manifest something, we need to be okay without having it. Because that means there's a free flow of energy inside ourselves. So whatever you're doing now, you're so desperately trying to quit something, and maybe you're doing it because you heard someone tell you that that's what you should do because it's the right thing. You have to understand that that's the right thing for that person. That's the right thing for that influencer. That's the right thing for that famous person or successful person, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't mean it's you, and you have to understand that. So that's the whole point with my channel, is that I want everyone to be free and understand these things. Because what do you think yourself, like all these ideas and concepts out there that exist, do you think they were before our awareness was created? Of course not. How could it be? I mean, the will for us to experience things was always before all the ideas that we can't experience things. Because it's not correct. And that's the whole thing with this identification that we fall into on this journey. I did it. I've been so crazy deep in this shit that I actually managed to break out of, last year. And I feel so much better now. And because the only time I'm suffering is because I have those thoughts in my mind, and I keep telling me that I am doing something that's wrong now. As long as we're not killing anyone or hurting anyone or we're stealing people's things, you know. But other than that, everything's fine. It's just your perception out of it, what you perceive it to be. So if your reality is it's okay to have a pizza every day, let's go have pizza every day. Because what happens after that is that you will experience probably some sort of sickness or something that's happening inside the body, because it will affect it. And that's an experience, but you will realize it. So all the things that people are doing, they need to go through them. They need to do them because it will give them the realization later on that, okay, I need to change. That's what our awareness wants to do. It corrects itself all the time. So I said it, I think, in another video, that when I was younger, I liked to probably YouTube, like squash an ant, maybe peel off the legs of a little spider, you know, like, because I was curious, you know, a child is curious. Then later on you realize that maybe that's not the right thing to do. The consciousness changes, the consciousness evolves, and it corrects itself because it realizes that's not maybe the right thing to do. But in order to get there, we need to have that experience. We need to have that thing happening in our lives that we see, so that our awareness will see what it is, because it's in only that time and in that experience that it knows the truth. Because it can only know the truth by experience itself, not by someone telling them what it is. Because otherwise, it's only gonna be a belief system, and that belief system will haunt you for the rest of your life, because you will never know the real truth. So otherwise, you start to experience the thing that you believe in, or just let it go. You just let it be. Those are the two options we have. That's it for today. I want to wish you a fantastic weekend. Take care now. Bye.